10 seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Good morning, and how the heck are you? Welcome to the Wednesday Hump Day, New Comic Day edition of Nevermind the Furthermore with me, Brian K. Morris. Glad to have you here this morning. And it is June 16, 2021, in case you are keeping your chronometers up to date. Hope you're all having a splendid morning so far. Let's see if we can do what we can do to keep that going. And one of the things that helps keep us going is our sponsor for this episode, Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Do you need a nifty promo trailer like the one you just saw? Do you need promotional graphics to help get your message across on Facebook and Instagram? Do you need a wraparound cover or a front cover for your comic book? Jeffrey Hayes can do all that through Plasma Fire Graphics. Check out their Facebook page. Check them out at plasmafiregraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Something else that helps keep us going is the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, a group of like-minded broadcasters who want to bring a certain level of quality and help each other rise in the broadcasting game. And it's working. Oh my gosh, how it's working. Anyway, I'm past 500 subscribers, and thank you very much. We want more. So please check us out. We've got your information and your amusement 7 days a week. We're going to have a new show starting up on Wednesday, coming soon. And also tomorrow will be TED Talks Timepieces at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. And then in the evening, I'm going to kick off the night along with Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman with Comic Book Spectrum. And yeah, we're going to talk about Batman. You betcha. Plus review 4 new comic books. Last week we reviewed 6 of them. That was very efficient of us. But anyway, following that, will be Creative as Hale with Amy and John Hale, and then followed by Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m., where it's that great after convention hours conversation you love. We do too. We love that show. It's fantastic. So please check it out. Check out with not Joe D. McPhee. That's Saturday night at another network. That's Joe Dog McKeel. See, I'm always getting those guys confused. I think because they look so much alike. Anyway, please check that. Take a screen capture and check out our program so I don't have to explain stuff. Anyway, also thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And many people you see on the screen also have their own Patreon pages. So please check us all out. You get stuff in return. It's not just the creator just takes your money and runs. No. You actually get stuff for it. Advanced looks, special blogs, all kinds of cool stuff. So check me out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris for more information. And speaking of more, you get more of me. This is my newest release from Ben Books, a new Abraham Snow adventure. I'm number 4 in the Snow Short series. It's a standalone story called Snow Ambition. It is a fast-paced, quick-read crime thriller. So check it out. Available now on Amazon for 99 cents. And I think that's it. And thank you to everyone who tuned in last night to a rather impromptu, clever title pending. We had to reschedule our guest, John B. Pica. And he'll be back July 20th. And we're looking forward to that very, very much. It's going to be a great show with John B. Pica. And please check out his brand new book, Night Reich, on Amazon from Seventh Star Press. Well, anyway, it kind of turned, it was going to start out like many of my programs. It starts out being one thing and turns into another. So it was going to be a little love letter for my 30th anniversary. Cookie and I have been married for 30 years as of yesterday, and we were reminiscing a little. Then we had some conversation, talked a little bit about that Batman thing. And then, but if you want to find out more about that, please tune into Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night. We promise a lively conversation, and it may have to have an adult rating on it. But and then Nick Tockert volunteered to step into the limelight, and then Nick and I turned a 20-minute show into about an hour and 45 minutes, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Nick Tockert, for stepping into the breach there and making the show fantastic last night. And thank you to everyone. By the way, thank you to our new Twitch watchers. We've activated our Twitch channel. And if you like viewing us on Twitch, please do. We are also on Kathy Jackson's books on Facebook, as well as the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page and the Rising Tide Publications page. And, of course, the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on YouTube. Wherever you're at, please like this video if you would. Give us a reaction. Because it helps us with the algorithms. It really does. It's not just for my swollen ego rather. And also, please like the page you're watching on as a thank you if you haven't already, and follow what they're doing, because there's some cool stuff coming up. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. That helps us so much. It takes just a second. It costs absolutely nothing. And you can change your mind later. We hope you won't, though. Plus, ring the bell. So this is true of Facebook and of YouTube. You'll get notified whenever we start a new show. Sometimes you don't get notified in time, but you get notified. And we want to thank the people who've given us love so far. Brian Rodman, Sarah, mwah, darling, good to see you here. And Kathy Jackson, mwah, as always. Oh, Brian Rodman, mwah, just so you don't feel left out. Anyway, and thank you to everyone who's watching, whether it's live or rerunnable. And Carly is the first in the door at 9:25 a.m. on YouTube. Going, looks around, can't believe no one else is here. Well, there's Carl Wisman, though, about 7 minutes later, saying, finally stumbled sleepily into the room. Hey, Carly, it's still early. It's only, 30 in the morning. Sorry, Carl, that we got you up before the crack of noon. Anyway, Carly, you're telling me. And some of us were causing the usual morning traffic on Facebook. Yeah, I saw that thing in the secret humor group with Batman and Catwoman's. Let's move on. Anyway, is it too early to say don't die feed Cookie? Probably not. It's never too early to say that, Carl. Hey, yeah, never too early, sometimes too late. Like last night's 10-minute show. Yeah, well, some of you in the audience were aiding and abetting that, which was made it good. And yep, and House of Coffee Supply. See, they're just having a conversation. They don't care about us. Anyway. Mine will be coming soon. And I imagine it's low, just enough time to nip down and make more. And Arnold Boyce, I'll be back. And I would have been faster with the coffee, but I was interrupted by a call about my car's extended warranty. Well, that's important. And it's amazing how many people care about your warranty that much. And Nick Tockert, good morning, Nevermorians. As the evil orb rises further into the sky above Nevermoria, we seek the fount of coffee and regale each other of the night's glory. That was a great time, Nick. Thank you, and the after show was fun too. Sorry I had to go, but it was a good show last night. More like Nevermind the Furthermore than clever title pending, but it certainly was not a bad show. And many great truths were discussed. So if you haven't watched it, please go back on the channel you're watching this on, and please check it out. We done good stuff last night. We really did. And your timing was great, Carl. And hey, Michaela J, darling, mwah, where are you on the road, sweetheart? Michaela has a signing this weekend in South Dakota. Please put in something about the signing Michaela so that we can maybe get a body or two extra seeking out your books. Also, check her out on Amazon. She's got the Warriors trilogy going. And she's a spectacular writer. She really is. Nicholas Tuckert, and yes, fearless friends, we are slated to go forward with more plugs than a power strip and enough caffeine to fuel 1,000 Starbucks. That's right. And the traveling Jade is here. Oh, holy crap. Who woke Nick up? Nick didn't sleep. Nick just stays up all time. And Joe Dog McKeel, greetings and salutations. Greetings to you, sir. Don't forget, folks, check out Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. on Thursday nights, Eastern Time, and at 11 on Saturday when they're a little less unplugged. You know what I'm saying? The stuff flows then. But anyway, check them out. It really is. If you haven't watched Stupid O'Clock, you're really missing a treat. That is a great show to listen to. And it's a fun crew. I appreciate humor that comes from intelligent people, which is why I loathe my own. But anyway, these, you get like 5 or 6 people on there who are smart as anything. And they're talking about the day's issues. I bet you guys will be talking about Batman. So anyway, Batman's in all the news. You know it's bad when Batman leads the news on Philip DeFranco's news show every last night. It's like the Israeli government is destabilized. There is a new Delta variant of the Sharona Miley Cyrus virus, and Philip DeFranco leads off with Batman. Anyway, Michaela graces us with her presence. How goes your quest for Hiraeth? Says, ask Nick Dockard. And Michaela mocks us with her laughter. Then, yes, I have the family trapped in the car, and we are currently traveling through the bottomlands of Minnesota. Safe trip to all you guys. Sending hugs and love to you all. And wow, and even Joe Dog is up at this hour. Photos or it never happened. And the closer we get to South Dakota, the happier I get. It's like we talked about, Michaela. I think we all have a happy place. And I've told some people, quite honestly, I have never felt I fit in anywhere. Well, of course, I was too young to fit in Danville because I was only about a year and a half, 2 years old when my parents moved with me. And Olivet and Vermilion Grove, of course, there was no one around to bond with. And I think because of that, that's why when I moved to Georgetown, and for the year I spent in Alexandria, Virginia, just never felt like I was one of the kids, never felt quite in sync with them. I never wanted to be normal. That's boring. But it wasn't until I moved here, and even in Champaign, but here when I moved to Lafayette, I feel like I have found my happy place. I really do. And even when we lived on the South Side, I felt more at peace here than any place else I've ever lived. And now we live in a fairly quiet neighborhood in the house I've always wanted to own. And my comics are almost in order. So if that isn't as close to Nirvana as one can get, I don't know what is. But yeah, Michaela, the one thing is, if you find you got to pull up roots and go to South Dakota to be yourself, it's like, I'm going to miss you. I like knowing you're one state over. And good morning to Ted Davies Artistry. Ted, it's a pleasure to have you here as always, sir. Check out TED Talks timepieces tomorrow at 10 a.m. I love the alliteration. And Joe Dog McKeel says, yep, I is here. Why is the $1 million question? I haven't even figured out why I'm here, Joe. I'm just the facilitator. And assign one of those kids as official photographer of the trip. Great idea, Carl. That is a super, super idea. And Michaela, you really should be doing probably some writing this down, make a travelogue out of it. And hey there, Michaela, Nick and Joe Dog and Ted and right, Joe Dog. And here we go. We all ask that. That's Carly. And hello to everyone. And good morning to author Kathy Jackson. Mwah. Her newest books are available on Amazon. Please check her out. She is an incredible romance author. And I'm not just saying it because I love her. I'm saying it because I read her books. I really dig them. And I'm, a two-fisted burly guy like me. You wouldn't think I'm a tender-hearted sap that loves romance, but I love Kathy Jackson. They really are good. And Kathy, that was good news about BurgCon, right? I saw you were on the feed last night, and I am in. And I don't know if I can officially say this, though, but there will be a BergCon this year in Harrisburg, Illinois. Once Scott Reed says that we've got the all clear, I will be announcing dates. I will be there. And Rick Bradley will be there. And he actually paid extra to sit next to me. I haven't heard yet whether he is taking the donation tier where he gets to sit on my lap. But anyway, we'll be getting back about that. Excuse me. Nicholas Tucker says, Carl, I've been up a couple of hours. That post-midnight Michael Watson Chandral combined with stunning stir-fry was empowering as I rode the high of co-host crashing clever title pending. Yeah, well, Michael, we discussed that. Michael Watson is a great, great guy. If you don't watch Chandral, if you love comics and you aren't watching Chandral, you're really missing out on a great show. And Michael is an amazing artist. And he's still got a hotshot collection on Kickstarter right now with 1 week to go. He's met his $6,000 goal. In fact, he's a couple grand over. He's at 88.41, but I am going to be pledging that, and I hope you all do too. And let's check on the nebulizer. With 11 days to go, I'm already pledged on that one. Brian Rodman has kicked his $2,000 goal in the buttocks. And Beowulf issue 2 from Grant Lankard has 17 days to go, and I'm refreshing all these screens so we can get some information on all of them. But anyway, Nick, it was a high for me last night too. It was always so good to have you here, and everyone's saying hello to each other. And Ted Davies Artistry says, check out Ted Talks Timepieces tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We continue with Watch Modding Part 3. Be on time. Remember, be on time, especially for a show on wristwatches. You'll feel silly if you aren't. And hello, everyone. And when does Nick Tockard sleep? Who knows? Cryptid hunters are trying to find out. No, actually, right now he is stalking the wild mosquito masters. The mosquito master is coming to Earl Park with his cloud of death. So Nick showed me the notice from the city last night, of Earl Park, the megapolis of Earl Park, which could, I'm thinking, all things considered, I have a default town in my imagination as Bloomfield, Illinois. Now, Bloomfield, Illinois, in my mind, when I write about it, and a few stories I've used it in, is this huge sprawling megapolis that's larger than LA, Chicago, and New York combined. It is in the heartland and still has access to the ocean. Sort of place. It just cannot exist. In reality, Bloomfield, Illinois is like 6 houses on Route 1 south of Chrisman, Illinois. Look it up. And it's kind of sad because I used to drive through there from Georgetown to Paris to pick up back issues every week when I was in high school. And it's sad to see when I drove through there about 4 years ago that the community has actually shrunk. That's just terrifying. But anyway, look out for the cryptid hunters and beware the mosquito master. And Carlene looks at her almost empty humidor and sniffles. Then remember she has a delivery today and smiles. Oh, an empty humidor is nothing any lady should have to suffer through. So anyway, good planning. And I expect the aroma of freshly burned tobacco later today. And Ted Davies Artistry says, drinking with the Davies this week is mixing up a gin bramble. Can you say raspberry? Raspberry. See you there with Ted and Chris at 6 p.m. Eastern Friday, which is the only time when Ted mentions it, you'll see the improper order. Everyone else is starting to call it Chris and Ted, I think, because we know who the breakout star of that show is. Anyway, we're glad to have that show on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It's a great show. My God, these two are so much fun. Ted starts cutting up a little. Those two start getting juiced up. It is a fun show to watch. And Rad Publishing, glad to see you here, Rick Bradley. Good morning, Nevermorians. And good morning to the lovely and delightful Sarah. Sarah, morning, hon. I hope you are doing well. And it makes me happy to see you here. I raise my covfefe to you. I hope we can catch up sometime. Anyway, thank you for watching us on Facebook. Love you, hun. And Carlene, that's why cryptid hunters can't find him, Carl. Always on the move. And Mike Jimmy Lorson de Bruin. Hello, Nevermorians. Hello to you, Mike Jimmy. Mwah! Glad to see you here. Eric Hawkins on YouTube. Glad to see you as well, my friend. Good morning, all. Got a conference call. We'll be back in a bit. We'll just hold up to your back. Is he done yet? Good God, how much longer is he going to talk? Anyway. And good morning and to Mike Jimmy and the Eric from official greeter Carl Witzman, the Dark Pope of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. And we just had the first comment dubbed, collect them all. And do you think the YouTubers left enough comments yet? I'll now sit back and listen. Yeah, we're pretty good. We're at this point 16 minutes behind. Let's catch up. And yes, we are all taking pics, says Michaela Jade. Yes. And Sarah, happy anniversary. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, as I said last night on Clever Title Pending, 30 years was easy for me because of who I married. It's been a unrelenting torment for Cookie, however, given who she married, as you can imagine. So, but no, we are still happily in the honeymoon phase. In fact, we still have the PDAs going, and I'm not talking about the old handheld devices either. The public displays of affection. We frequently walk down the street holding hands. We, in fact, one time when we went to visit my in-laws, I've told the story before. We had a little, at their old house, we had like this little mini driveway that was ours to use. And we didn't know it, but one of Cookie's sisters and her, at the time, very young son were in the window watching us pull in. And we found out later that our nephew Josh, hi Josh, hope you're doing well, asked his mom, Mom, why is Uncle Brian grabbing Aunt Cookie's butt? That's how married people show affection. Anyway, thank you, Sarah. Mwah. And Mike Jimmy says, A Life on Korra. That's his comic book, and it's beautiful. It is seriously beautiful. Just got hit. It just hit 25 backers. That's super. Not only that, but yesterday we added plushies to the campaign. Hey, you want a rock dude in your life? There will be only 5. Yes, 5 of them, standing 16 inches tall. They're well worth their price. Yeah, definitely check that out. That is a cool idea, Mike Jimmy. I'm very happy to see that. And glad you made your goal. Congratulations. And good morning, Brian. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day to you, Facebook user. I hope you are having a splendid Wednesday so far. And there's the splendid Molly Daniels. Mwah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, darling. Hope you're doing well today. And your new... I wasn't going to tell, but yeah, we're getting the operation. We're going to get the pectoral beef up, Sarah. And back in the cereal box. Hey there, friends and foes. Happy New Comics Day. And yes, Comics Day. It's worth shouting. Anyway, John B. Pica is behind the back of the cereal box. You can find him there. Just lift it up, and there he is cowering behind it. But no, seriously, John B. Pica, we missed you last night, but looking forward to having you back on July 20th. And John, also check out his Back of the Cereal Box channel and his Back of the Cereal Box program Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. And it's always a good time. Be there in your PJs or however you sleep. And if you don't wear PJs, send me the pictures. Rick Bradley, well, YouTube said my comment was too long. Need a few books to read? Well, I have got the place for you. Check out my Amazon author page at Raw Bradley. Or check out for Rick Bradley at Amazon. And grab the Nightmare Collective, Marvin's Night Out, Tales of the Weird and Strange, and the award-winning Pulp Reality #1. Yes, definitely check those out. And he is going to be with me at BurgCon. Did Scott Reed tell you there's a tier where you have to pay to sit on my lap? Rick, I think you should take it up. I'll make it worth your while. Anyway, But yeah, check out Rick Bradley's work. He's a super author, and this is kind of like a coming home for Rick Bradley. And Kathy Jackson, I've already said that I've already told Rick if we have a panel, we've got to have him on there because he's our success story. Not quite 2 years ago, in Harrisburg, Illinois, at the amazing BurgCon, which, by the way, once that's official, we will be promoting that to the heavens. Kathy Jackson, Amy Hale, and I were on a panel where we had a couple of people, who Rick was one of them, who decided they wanted to get into this game, and they wanted it in bad, and they wanted it in serious. And Rick asked all the right questions, not only during our presentation, but also afterwards. And we knew that this guy was going places. We knew that this guy had the moxie to make it work. Within 4 months, he got his first story placed. And we are so incredibly proud of this guy. Plus, he's a good guy to boot, and he's as rising tide as they come. So we have got to have him on the panel, as see what people who follow our advice actually make it. So anyway, please check that out. Please check out. We will keep you posted. Harrisburg is about 25 minutes east of Marion, Illinois. And it's a good show. Scott Reed puts on one of my favorite shows, and I'm so happy it's back this year. I thought I'd have to go 2 years without a BergCon, and sure enough, my prayers have been answered, and God said yes. Anyway, good morning, Carl, from Mike Jimmy. And the show last night was Clever Mind the Pending More. That's true. Yeah, last night was kind of a weird mix, but we had Nick Tucker to shepherd us through it, so it was good. Molly Daniels, today's goal: combing through the final draft of Creative Generations, yes, before uploading to KDP, then off to the evil night job. But anyway, Molly, that is great news about your new book coming out. That is so super. I am proud of you, darling. That's a beautiful cover you got there for Matthew Jackson, the Mad Celt himself. So please check it out when it comes out. We're going to promote that for you, Molly. Anyway, and now here he is, 1/4 of Comic Book Spectrum, one of the Dastardly Dingoes. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. The Rodman household has welcomed a new addition to the fray last night, a sweet little kitty who was found in the woods by a friend. Our friend already has a full house of pets, children, and a husband. So they kicked the husband out and kept the cat, right? Oh, anyway, so we were more than happy to give this little one a new home. Name is pending on personality. Yeah, and it's going to be a long name, and the first part of it is why you little. Anyway, Angie Dudas, glad to see you here. Mwah, good morning, everyone. Brian, my coffee cup is Doctor Who themed. Yes, the coffee is not helping me focus this morning. That means you have an inadequate amount of it, Angie, and you must keep drinking. Of course, I also say that about alcohol, too. When Cookie got home last night, we had a little bit of the Kraken last night. We've got like 3 things of Kraken right now, and I have never been happier in my life. Anyway, Mike Jimmy says, just hit 25 backers, so close to hitting 2K in that currency there. Is that pounds or euros or what? But anyway, please look at that Life on Quora campaign. That looks so good. And speaking of looking good, there's Mr. Ryan Permison, and thank you for sharing this, as always, my friend, and wishing Michaela many sales this weekend. Yes, Michaela. Knock them dead, knock them out, take no names. And good morning to the merry, scary, hairy man in the fez and all the spiffy, nifty Nevermorians from Bill Sarden. Got your blessings and be glad you got them. I do, we do. And hashtag bring Cookie home. Every day working on it, my man. Working on it again, closer every day. And from the desk of Small Press Publisher, morning, all morning, Brian. Good morning to you, Joe D. McPhee. Hope you are doing well this morning. Please check out from the desk of Small Press Publisher every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And always a great interview on that show. And sometimes he sits down and he draws, just like John Silvestri. Good morning to you, my friend. How are you this morning? Loving the comic and hope you are doing well. Michaela Jade, I'm headed to Deadwood, South Dakota for Wild Deadwood Reads. Book signing on June 19th at the Lodge. It's free to get in from 10 to 3 p.m. So if you are in the, if you're near Deadwood, South Dakota, and if you leave now, you could be. Please check it out. That is such a huge opportunity for Michaela. I am so proud of you, darling. And it's going to be a great, great time. So many fantastic memories building up there. I know it. And Ryan Permison, good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? I am doing well. That's what we need to know. Been binge watching movies this week, and now I'm watching the Men Who Built America documentary, and it is fascinating so far. I love history shows. I really do. That sounds really cool. That sounds really, really cool. And Ryan Permison also continues, check out the latest episode of the podcast, Talking Star Trek Movies on Anchor FM. The Nerdcast is at episode 102. So listen to that and become a little more Trekkier. All right. And Joe Dog McKeel, Rising Tide Broadcasting programming note, Armchair Rocket Science will cover a launch tomorrow at 11:53 a.m. Eastern Time. Ooh, I love the launches. This is something, I've gotten hooked on launches again thanks to Joe Dog and Armchair Rocket Science. This is a show that covers NASA stuff, like launching the SpaceX rockets and testing the others right now. And what's beautiful about the current space program, it used to be that they'd launch up a 3-stage rocket, and first, second, and then the main payload. And what was beautiful, it used to be impressive that they'd get it up there, and of course, as the fuel is spent from a stage, they detach it from the main body of the ship, and it fell to Earth in the ocean. But now they are reusing them, and for me, it's almost more thrilling to watch that first stage land again on it's usually like I think it's like isn't a floating platform, I think, but anyway, to see it land and come so close to where it to the target, that's thrilling. This is what science is about. It's like all the math that it takes to figure this stuff out. It's incredible. It really is. And Joe Dog McKeel, I appreciate Armchair Rocket Science so much. So yeah, tomorrow I may have to watch that over lunch. That sounds like a tasty treat. Anyway, Carl Wilson, by the time they get to South Dakota, Michaela will have to be sedated and tied up in the back of the van. Maybe that's why she's going. And Bill Sargent says, what's up with Batman? I was in Chicago yesterday, and you know that the 51st state doesn't get current news. I don't know that I want to discuss it this early in the morning. It's kind of an adult thing. But anyway, okay, I'll give the highlight of it, but I don't really want to save the discussion for tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum. There was a documentary on TV just a few days ago, and the executive producer of the Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max one of the writers put in a scene where let's put it this way, where Batman was going to show Catwoman what a cunning linguist he was, and DC Comics put the kibosh on that. Saying that our heroes don't do that sort of naughty thing. And the Twitterverse has actually proven its worth, actually, by coming up with some of the most amusing reactions to it. I ought to really collect a bunch of them before we go on the air tomorrow. But it's a hilarious thing. Where one of the writers on Batman, who's been writing the Batman character for over 10 years now, he goes, yes, he does. So anyway, that's what the big stink is about, so to speak. And no, we're not going to use that old joke about, she said, kiss me where it stinks, so I took her to New Jersey. But anyway, but no, it's and this is from the same company that greenlit an animated film where Batman and Batgirl have at it on a rooftop somewhere. And it's like, okay, here's this girl that's been dating who's someone who, in the eyes of the law, is basically my son. Can you say shifting power dynamic there? So, yeah. So it's been quite the subject of discussion, and we're going to discuss it tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum, so please tune in. And check out the latest episode of And I Quote with Ryan Permison and writer Rick Gangraw, who also has a connection to Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you can find that at that address there. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. And Ryan also asks you to subscribe to the channel today, Nerd Culture Channel, for more great nerdy content, and they're approaching 600 subscribers. Good for you, young man. And while you're at it, please subscribe to the Rising Tide Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Broadcasting page on YouTube. That will help us a lot. And Brian Rodman says, this week on the Dastardly Dingoes podcast, we had an amazing conversation with the editor of Memoirs of an Angel. I know that comic, Luke Bray. Luke is a dear friend of mine. He also happens to be a biblical demonologist, which is the main topic we discuss on this week's episode. He also discusses how that interacts with editing memoirs. It's a great episode. Saying it's a great episode and saying the Dastardly Dingoes on is kind of redundant. That is always a good show. You and Chad and Jeremy do a fantastic job. You really do. And just like last week, Michaela, there we go. And check out that's the bit.ly address for Dastardly Dingoes podcast. You will love that show. It is fun to be on. It is sure as hell fun to watch. It really is. And while you're at it, tune in Saturday at 12 p.m. noon Eastern for, and I quote, with their special guest, the one, the only Ted Davies, and artistry, timepieces, and adult beverages. Ryan and Ted are going to be a blast. I can tell already. And if you've got books that you think Ryan ought to read, send him a link via Facebook direct messenger, and send him a link to Amazon or wherever where he can pick up some new books. Oh, yeah. And www.ckoepp.com. There we go. CKOEPP.com is Cindy Kemp's page. Please check it out. She has a great free monthly newsletter, which will be out in about 9 days. Please check it out. And Phil Leon, hey, it's Brian. How you been, man? Phil, how are you, dude? Welcome to the early mornings. That's the sun up there. You've probably heard of it. Anyway, Phil, it's so good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in ages, and I hope all is going well. Phil, if you got something to promote, put a link in so that we can let everybody know how awesome you are. And who is this imposter who thinks he's Bill Sarden? I am the real Bill Sarden. Bill Sarden is unreal. Neither of you are real. You're both a figment of my twisted imagination. Kathy Jackson Burke's Comic-Con in Harrisburg, Illinois. It's going to be amazing this year. We're going to rock it, darling. We always do. Hope we get that strip again. No, I don't strip at the show. That's for after hours. Anyway, and you know, to show you how much I love BurgCon, I thought I had a show on Sunday up north, and which I have committed to, and I thought, well, gosh, Scott's on Saturday, and by the time we get up there, we could go directly to Aurora, but that's like, oh my God, that's such a drive. I've done it before. Like a time, like on Halloween last year, where I went from Carbondale up to Chicago Heights. So I wasn't looking forward to that. And then I found out that my Aurora show's the weekend after. So I was jubilant. So anyway, BurgCon, we will be announcing the date. It's probably going to be in early September. Please keep your calendars clear because we would love to see you there. It is a wonderful, wonderful show. It feels like the old time Comic-Cons. It really does. And there's usually guests. I am usually there. Please show up anyway. And also, there's a lot of good stuff going on. And there's panels and cosplay. And, of course, the writers panel will happen. And, of course, I'm drafting Kathy and author Amy Hale and our new pet, Rick Bradley. So anyway, it's going to be a good time. We always have a good time at BurgCon. Thank you, Scott Reed, for making this happen. Hey, will the real Bill Sarden please shut up? Asked Bill Sarden. He's talking to himself again. He's schizo. Get the trank gun. And Grant Lankard, good morning. Good morning to you, Grant. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on will this screen ever refresh? Anyway, you've got Grant has 15 days to go, on his Beowulf project, issue number 2. He's made his $2,000 goal, so you're backing a winner. And he had full fulfillment on his first issue, which you can also get through this campaign. It's and he's at $2,270. Let's get him up to $2,300 before the end of the show, if we could. All right. Anyway, glad to have you here, Grant. And Carl Wisman says, my imaginary town is Washburn, Illinois, in Calhoun County. Hang on to your panties, ladies. That's right. So please check out The Mad Gasser Cheerleader of Calhoun County. Great book by Carl Wisman, available now at lulu.com. And good morning to Teresa Dunn. Good morning, Brian, and Furthermorians. How are you? And where is it, author Kathy Jackson? She will probably enter the fray here. Second comment dump. But it's in Southeast Illinois, just east of Marion, Illinois. Let's see, I'm trying to think. It's about parallel with Evansville, Indiana. So for you, if you're in your normal 20, that's probably about 1 call it a 2-hour drive. It's tough to get in, though, but you definitely want to get in because that's going to fill up fast. Nick Tockard, fear the wrath of Mosquito Master. Hide your children. Bar your doors. Lock your windows. And don't be out on the street because that stuff stinks. Anyway, Sarah, says Teresa Dunn. And love you, too. I love you so much. And Joe Dog McKeel, not sure why I'm researching protocols of a firing squad this morning. What does Skunk do now? Anyway, yeah, and Skunk Rocker, we haven't heard from him this morning. And we're quite a ways into the show. Skunk, we hope you're okay, man. And please don't forget to like. Thank you, Carl Witzman. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give this show a thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like, because it helps with our searchability. And don't forget, you can also be notified. There is a place, you should have seen a place when you first came on the show where you can be notified that this show is coming on. And YouTube does a better job of it most of the time than Facebook. So that's why we like to promote the Facebook page. Please check us out there. And although we keep to a pretty regular schedule, but check us out on YouTube, please. The picture and sound quality is a little bit better. And please subscribe to our channel. We really would like to hit 1,000 people by the end of the year. Like I keep saying, and I mean it, it's not because I'm trying to get wealthy off this thing. I really don't. But, and yes, Brian Robin, I know what we've discussed Kickstarter, but I really want this this program to be able to sustain itself financially. Thanks to our Patreon subscribers, it pays for our StreamYard professional subscription, but we would like to get some new equipment to make this show just a little bit more spiffy, and possibly even set up a studio area in the house that would be totally dedicated to broadcasting, and do a few more visual things that I think would help this show and the other two. So please check out our Patreon. That would help. And also, if you haven't subscribed already on YouTube, please do, and ring the bell so you'll be notified of all future appearances. And the Dark Mistress is here, and she likes the likes. And you won't like it when she doesn't like that you haven't liked us. So there. And really, the alleged cryptid hunters are entirely too high in cholesterol these days. They need to eat better, says Nick Tockard. And Midnight Spicy Stir Fry. Yes, that's the best stuff. And hello, Sarah from Nick Tockard. See how happy everyone is to see you, Sarah. We do adore you. We do. And folks, says Brian Rahman, we have 9 days left for the nebulizer. Help us reach our next stretch goal of $3,000 and back our goal of 100 backers. Remember, folks, $1 will help. It's a good attaboy to Brian, and it also helps him make his backer goal, which helps him in with Kickstarter as well. We have some fantastic rewards, including an action figure, prints, bookmarks, a variant cover by Seth DeMoose, who has been on Clever Tile Pending, and so much more. Don't miss out. And it's continued. It's continued. It's continued. The nebulizer is about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. It's Bubble Boy meets I Am Legend with a dash of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Come see why it ain't easy being wheezy. Check that out. Please check that out on Kickstarter. Yeah, I'm checking on it myself. Let's see. Is that 9 days ago? Yeah, 9 days ago. $2,780 of the $2,000 goal. It looks like a fun book. Please check out that video. If you don't want to, if you can watch that video without even the scintilla of desiring to pledge, you have no human soul. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, hope everybody is okay this morning. Thanks for doing Clever Tile Pending even on your anniversary. You did a good job improvising. Thank you. It was a fun show. I always have fun during this show, which if I didn't have fun doing this, I honestly would not do it. And I'm sorry we couldn't have John Pica on, but he had a terrific reason for not doing it. But we have rescheduled. Like I said, he'll be back July 20th. And next week, we will have John L. Davis IV on, who is a Midwestern horror author and publisher. And we're going to talk about his work and how he got to where he is. And I think everyone's going to find that interesting. I like bringing in new people and, so you can hear how they do what they do. And we all learn stuff that helps us in our rise as well. But anyway, thank you, Grant. I appreciate the compliment. We had a good show last night. And again, kudos to Nick Tockard for barging in here. I say barging in. I had to send him the address to the studio. So, but he was fantastic, and he made the show. So anyway, it was great. And Brian Robin, also Brian, big kiss to you, sir. Lick that spine like Batman licks. Well, nothing apparently. Okay, yeah, you want to see a Batman lick? Okay, I've got this beautiful picture by Scoot McMahon of All Yeah Comics, who did an Oracle for me a number of years ago. Now, if this were a normal thing, and Sarah's getting ready, apparently Batman's like this. Ooh, no, I don't do that. Holy, oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the first thing that popped in my mind. I accidentally inserted a filter in my head, and it said, no, Brian, now's not the time. But anyway, and why am I now hearing the knack? Like, good girls don't, but I do. It's like Batman doesn't. But anyway, so yeah. But otherwise, it would be like, Sarah, this is for you, darling. And don't ask where I picked up that skill. But anyway, Sarah, licking like you've never licked before. Oh, I have, darling. I have. And Grant Laker says, going to start a new show in mid-July where me and a friend go through Sandman paper trade paperbacks by trade paperbacks. That is beautiful. That's a great idea, actually. I like that. And Sandman is like, honestly, it's one of those series that we reviewed some volumes that we thought that people should read who love comics. And Sandman's a great one because it also appeals to people who don't normally read comic books. Sandman's by Neil Gaiman and a variety of different artists. The thing is, it can be, it can be coffee. Screen capture. Thank you, honey. Thank you. You never catch Batman doing that. Love you, honey. Thank you, honey. Oh, but no, Sandman is one of those beautiful books. If you want superhero stuff, it's got some superheroes in there. If you like high fantasy, it's got high fantasy. If you like psychological dramas, it's got that and more. The artwork is almost always beautiful, and the stories are lyrical. And even if you just pick up issue 50, which was Ozymandias, gaze upon my works in despair, it's a beautiful issue written by Gaiman and drawn by P. Craig Russell, and it is a standalone issue, and it is a pure treat. So yeah, good choices. And I like that. Take a series, and run through the trades one at a time. And Grant is working on issue 3, and it's beautiful, says Angie. Good. Everyone get issues 1 and 2 so you can see it. Yeah, that's on my list of things to do this week. I'm going to hop on board the bandwagon there. And Nick Tucker says www.amazon.com, author Nicholas Tockert for your big stompy needs, and check out The Simple Sword and related books. And Nick does it all. He draws, he writes, he does a great show on Friday nights on YouTube called The Historical Fencing Guild, which is worth watching. It really is. It's a really high energy show, and a lot of great information gets passed along. And Mike Jimmy says, I hope you had a wonderful anniversary day yesterday, Brian. I did. We actually, Mike Jimmy, have been celebrating since Saturday because she had to work. But I got the actual day we got to spend the morning together. And, we made some, we cooked for ourselves, made some good food. We're both decent cooks is the thing. She's fantastic. We drank a lot of coffee. And then while she was away, I got some work done, and she got some extra time at the job, which she liked. And then we had a nice dinner when she came home. Our favorite pizza, we had that. And then, just accepting the accolades from everyone. We both, speaking for us both, we both appreciate everyone who wished us a happy anniversary. That was great. We had a terrific time. And then top it off last night with the Clever Title Pending working as well as it did. So it was a lot of fun. And I know who this is. This is Facebook users, my darling Keisha Acuff. Mwah! Check out Acuff Creations on YouTube. Keisha has just started a brand new show And her latest one is about the stuff she picked up at the Indie Author Book Expo in Peoria a couple weeks ago. And some of us are mentioned liberally, shall I say. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful you. Mwah. Glad to see you. Michaela Jade is giving us an update now. Michaela Jade says, update on the trip in Blue Earth, Minnesota. You can find a jolly green giant man. And if you stand under him, you'll find nothing. Such a disappointment. Oh, I guess somebody got to his niblets before you did. I'm sorry. And Joe D. McPhee smiles at that. He knows what's going on. And Carl Westman, we only have 4 bottles of Kraken right now. Please send your contributions for more. Thank you. Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted to stop when we went to Ohio on Saturday. I wanted to stop someplace and get some. But it's like when we were going out there, we were running behind because of an accident on the tollway on the Ohio Turnpike. And so it's like, well, we want to get to the show before it's over. And then afterwards, we had a wonderful dinner with Charles and Marianne Millhouse at a really swank fish restaurant. It was really terrific. And then by the time we got out of there after a full day of driving, we're like, all we want to do is go home. So there's still a possibility, though, Carl. There's still a possibility. And where we're going to put all these things, I don't know. Joe Doggy McKeel says, only one rifle has a blank out of 5. I always thought it was the other way around. Only one had a live round and the rest were blanks. It depends on how committed you are to the game. Yeah, if it's that game. One rifle has a blank out of 5. Only one has a live round and the rest are blank. Yeah, if you're playing Russian roulette, of course you wouldn't do it with a rifle, but was that a safety thing? Anyway, I'm confused, as usual. And Michaela Jade is being mocked with Molly Daniels' laughter. And poor Michaela, none for you. I'm sorry. And Nick Tockard says, tonight at 8:30, I will be debuting as Game Master for Dice, Dames, and Dudes on Red Valkyrie Presents. We are playing basic fantasy RPG in a custom module, Night Falls on Ravencliff Gorge. Check that out, the Red Valkyrie channel on YouTube. And send me a link to that if you would, please, sir. I would love to check that out tonight. Let's see. Tonight is Wednesday. Okay, I don't have a lot going tonight. Anyway, and I will be free. Ooh, that tastes good. Anyway. Ooh, it's pumpkin spice. Anyway, and I love launches too, but I think I'm thinking of the wrong kind of rocket. Oh, darling, we need to get together and talk about that. And yeah. And Michaela mocks us with her laughter. Molly Daniels, Michaela J, not even Little Sprout. I know. Must not know Michaela was there. Otherwise, it'd been a rather substantial sprout. And Michaela J, no, Molly, my daughter says he's trans. That could be a she. That's true. Yes, as long as you use the proper frozen vegetable pronouns, you should be good. And Grant Lankard, a good pickup would be, I may not fight crime as well as Batman, but I'll do one thing he won't. That's right. And Batman will do anything for the love of Selena Kyle, but apparently he won't do that. Oh, we got to get this A material worked up for tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It's going to be a damn funny show. It's going to be a damn dirty show. I can tell right now. And Brian Robbins says, I received John Celesti's Blood Wing Angel the other night, started reading it, and I absolutely love it. Isn't that a beautiful book? I got an e-copy. It's one of those things, I don't order many physical copies anymore because I'm trying to actually condense the space in my comic room. Anyway, the idea is fresh and the art harkens back to his Don Bluth days. I can't wait to post a review about it. Yeah, and now it's available. It's available now, so yeah. And he does wear a shirt of leaves. Could be Michaela. Well, maybe he's got the wrong kind of leaves. It could be poison ivy. And for the Decimal Small Press Publisher, boo, no Batman and Pie talk on Nevermind the Furthermore. We will, but we will skirt the subject very gingerly if you, and I'm sure you understand. But tomorrow night we will probably have to put up parental warnings or something. Yeah, so damn it, Batman, you made it difficult on everyone. Yeah, it's like I was saying last night. I saw a meme last night where somebody was saying, I'm Mark Spector, Moon Knight, and I do too, and the lady he's talking to is like, what what makes you different than Batman? He says there's two ways. One, I kill and I will do that other thing. And she's like, oh, get in the car. And Charles F. Millhouse, good morning, guys and dolls. Hey, I love that musical. How you doing, Charles? Cookie and I are still buzzing about Saturday. Thank you for being a wonderful and gracious host. And I did send Jeff my information. Let's see if I haven't scared him off. Oh, and by the way, Joe Dog, I sent the lady my information, and she was checking me out. Haven't heard anything back, so I'm pretty sure I'm out of the running. But anyway, Charles, it was a great time. Please check out his work on Amazon, Pulp Reality 1 and 2, the award-winning book, number 1. And I think we're going to get an award or two with what's coming out soon, too. And Joe Dog McKeel says, ever wonder what I've been thinking? Don't. You would be embarrassed, ashamed, or just outright offended. That means you're doing it correctly. And Nicholas Tucker says, well, Zuck Book is eating my link. Tonight at 8:30, I will be debuting as Game Master for Red Valkyrie Presents on YouTube, running basic fantasy RPG with a custom ongoing adventure written by me. And I spaced the link out because YouTube dislikes links. The thing is, I will go back and I will put that link back in if it allows me to, okay? I do go back and look at shows, and if there is a comment or something that has been not posted because of spam or whatever, potential spam or whatever, I do generally approve them. So it will get seen, if not obscene. I was having trouble with Facebook yesterday. I was posting something in not Carl's page, but someplace else, and it looked like it ate my comments. So then I wrote, and then I waited like 30 seconds to refresh the screen, and my comment showed up. I'd never seen that before. So I think they're tinkering with it again. I wish they had cut it out. And I'll be on your lap, all right. Don't worry. All right. Oh, well, prepare for the reach around of the gods. I'm telling you, Rick, you're in for a good time, my friend. And Carl, that was the first thing I noticed, says Michaela Jade. His skirt didn't cover his non-existent nether parts. Oh, my God. And children can see what he doesn't have. Oh, dear. And I'm so looking forward to Brian Con at Imaginarium in a few weeks. We should do a live show there called Between the Bryants. Oh, yeah. We should. As it is, though, I'm going to be doing about 5 hours of broadcasting from Imaginarium. This is danger when you start getting good at this stuff. You start getting voluntold, you know what I mean? And Rick Bradley says we'll definitely be grabbing dinner afterwards. Oh, hell yeah, we will. Well, in fact, Rick, generally, like, Kathy and Amy and I generally go out for, dinner. Now, I don't think the Golden Corral's there anymore, so we may have to go somewhere else for our feast. We could go to Marion. There's a couple of good places there. If that's not too much inconvenience for you all, and definitely the company's worth it. So, we'll talk. And just another day in paradise. Greetings, Nevermorians. Comic Talk with Pops fans saying, good to see you here, Pops. Hope your morning is going well, my friend. And Michaela Jade, ho. Thank you, Nick Tucker. And Joe Dog McKeel says Chuck Norris once threw a grenade and it killed 50 people. Once threw a grenade and it killed 50 people. Then it exploded. I love Chuck Norris jokes. I really do. And there's a second comment dump. Took a while to get there, though. And Carleen, Day, and Michaela, I'm still going to imagine it till I see or don't see it for myself. It's like, well, you don't want to find out if that's cream corn there. Anyway, Carl Witzman says Michaela Jade's national tour of phallic symbols or lack thereof. And Michaela mocks Nick with her laughter. And Sarah goes, hi there, YouTube fam. I'd be on that site, but I don't remember my login. That's a pain in the butt. Yeah, try it. Yeah, I accidentally logged myself out yesterday of YouTube. And yeah, that's with the new thing where you got to get confirmation on your phone and everything. I understand the reason, but it's a pain in the butt. It really is, which is something the Jolly Green Giant apparently can't give you. And Sarah and Teresa Dunn, everyone saying hello. And Frank Forte's Warlash on Kickstarter, 3 days left. Leave a link, would you please, Pops. And Grant Lankard on Facebook says, I'm committed to getting Beowulf 2 to $3,000. So check it out right there. Let's get it up there, preferably before the end of the show. And we could get up to $2,300 with just $30 left to go. So who wants to pledge at the $30 level? Say I do, each and every one of you. And Joe Doggy says that studio may be coming soon, Brian. I think yesterday's tag started a ball rolling. Ooh. Well, and thank you for sharing the news about the thing. I wonder if you had something to do with that for your disclaimer and all. But yeah, they've increased the size of the banners that run on YouTube, not the stationary ones like this one. See, do you love comic books? So do we. Join the fun on Comic Book Spectrum for reviews and great comic conversation on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. But I'm talking about something like what you see now on the bottom of your screen, where if you like what you see here, please take a moment to like and share this video. Share it with your friends and subscribe, because that's what the cool kids and their friends do. So anyway, yeah, that I understand the length has gone from 200 characters to 1,000, which is good. I really don't want them to, the stationary ones, I really don't want them to expand that. If anything, I'd like them to shrink it. Because there's people, and you know who you are out there, who would take advantage of that. But yeah, let's get Grant up there. And yeah, the studio may be coming soon, Brian. I think yesterday's tag started a ball rolling. Cool. I'm really looking forward to the assignment of roles. StreamYard is going to do something, and I'm sure this is just for the pro version, but which is very affordable, by the way. But it's basically like with Comic Book Spectrum, I could empower my 3 co-hosts that if something were to happen to me, they could come in and run the show without me, and they also would not need my login, because that's I was when I was with Geek Insider, that was a pain in the butt, because you only had 15 minutes to confirm your logon, and if you didn't own it, that meant you had to tell the page owner, you know, here's what's going on, I need the login, please okay me, sort of thing. And it's like, it was an incredible pain. So that's why I'm glad to be solo, for many reasons, actually. So anyway, StreamYard is improving all the time. Now, if they just let us move, click and drag the files, that honestly, I don't need anything else. That's about all I need. I don't even care if they increase the size of the files we can put in here, because they've now got workarounds. But yeah, I'm down with that, Joe Dog. Thank you. And Carleen, has anyone told Brian Rahman he was elected to do some wheezing for Carl's new project? Is it that phone call thing that Carl keeps doing? Asking how women are dressed. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, I can't wait for BurgCon. I've always had fun just walking around there. Now I'm going to have even more fun. My son Donovan is crazy excited as well. He is going to have a blast. Dude, it's a different view from behind the table. We've got to talk about your display, man. Let's send me a DM. We got to start talking. You've seen mine. You've seen Kathy's. You've seen Amy's. Let's talk about what you can do. All right. And Carl Wisman, poor Mr. Rodman. Yes. And tomorrow we're going to see if we institute the new drinking game that was premiered last Saturday on from the desk of a small press publisher. Please check out that show. Brian Rodman and Joe D. McPhee had a super talk. Even though 3 people were in there heckling, actually 4 if you count JD and Calderon. And then we answer the age-old question, which pizza is better? And of course, there's somebody that suggested, gee, I wonder which pizza is better, Tombstone or DiGiorno's. Anyway, Bill Sarden says, join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on SardenArt76, artwork of Bill Sarden on Facebook, for better days from yesteryear. My snazzy jazzy sketches, God, I need more coffee. My snazzy jazzy sketches and other surreal surprises will tickle your innards and warm your heart. Plus, my artwork is always available for purchase safe and securely through PayPal. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarden, where everything old is new again. Go Fifi. So please check it out. That's a super page. You will be glad. And Phil Leon from Facebook says, if you're looking for competent color work on your book covers or sequentials, take a look at my portfolio. If you like what you see, hit me up here on Facebook. That's excellent. Now, Phil, do you do lettering too? Because I had somebody that was looking for a letter at a reasonable price. Ooh, a lick tease. That's me, Sarah. I am such a teasing. Ooh, there you go. See, that was for you, darling. And the more you show up, the more I will do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like Batman. I'll do it. Anyway, Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt says, so Captain Marvel can eat pie, but Batman can't. Sarah Lance, anyone. Yeah, but I found some graphics that I'm going to try to upload this afternoon. I do know there is something he is more interested in. And Rick Bradley says, now I won't be able to listen to Bloodhound Gang's song Kiss Me Where It Smells Funny without thinking of Batman. I love Bloodhound Gang. I love them. You know, I'm not a huge rap person, but I love their stuff. And just the one about I can't remember the name of the song, but let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel thing. And that worked its way into an epic rap battles of history thing with the Mythbusters versus the Ghostbusters. Where Adam comes on and he's like, wow, your flows are just too bad to handle. And then Jamie comes on, let's show them how we do it. Let's do it like we do it on the Discovery Channel. And I love that. And got a screen grab of coffee and cookie Sam. Thank you, Carl. Thank you so much. And Sarah, love you, Cookie. Cookie and I love you too. She and I miss you. And we got to get together soon. We do. And the magical hand of the coffee giver, says Brian Rodman, has emerged yet again. She's like the lady of the lake for the Nevermorians. That's true. And if I pull my head out of my butt, I get to be king of England. And see it in the secret humor group. Oh, dear God. And Eric's back. Okay, folks, we can stop. I told you guys, stop talking about Eric. Okay, just say nice things. All right. And Comics Talk with Pops and Zan. I've been trying for a while to get someone to run an RPG game in the madness. Well, not that I ever pimp for Nick Tockert. But he has got that game that will be published soon that is based on Luke Stone's Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. And if the timing is right, I could come in with my 5.5 pounds of dice and make it work. And on on CBS, that's what heroes do. That's right. And single guys, that will make you a hero if you learn how to do what Batman won't. Nick Tucker says, sorry about the double post on that one, Brian. Yep, Facebook did the same disappearing post trick. Yeah, seriously. And being between the Bryans sounds like fun. Sarah, it is its own reward. If we could get you to Louisville, that would be so much fun. And Eric Hawkins, what's between the Bryans? Sweat. Lots of sweat. Why do you think Sarah wants to be there? It's warm and it's comfortable. Anyway, Eric Hawkins, what does Chuck Norris do that Batman doesn't? Angie News says, if you guys back Grant's Kickstarter, I'll dress up as a dragon. There we go. And I believe if the nebulizer reaches $3,000, Brian Rodman will dress up as slave girl Leia, and he ain't going to shave. And good morning to Glenn B. Fleming. Glenn, always a pleasure to have you here, brother. Hope your day is going well, my friend. And where's Christian Basil so I can hear you tell him to shut up? He has not reared his head yet. He might be just listening. He'll probably show up if he hears your name, because I know sometimes he listens in the background with us in the background at work. So I should have given you like an assumed name or something, and he'll be like, where's Sarah? In fact, we were talking about you the other day and saying how much we adore and miss you. So anyway, Brian Robin says, Donna, Carly, Carlene, if you need wheezing or heavy breathing, I'm always your man. And I back Grant, where's my dragon photo, Carl Wisman. And of course, you say his name 3 times and he pops up like Beetlejuice. Sarah, you got my attention, my dark mistress. And it is different being behind the table, thanks of Ron Fitzgerald. Oh, what were you and Ron doing behind the table? Oh, you little minx, you. And she acknowledges her altar boy. And Ted Davies Artistry says, big announcement. Creators Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davies are joining forces for a totally new YouTube show on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. This July, a challenging conspiracy theory show, The Truth Mongers. I was waiting for you to make the announcement, brother. Cool. We're going to have to add, Carl, we're going to have to rework our graphic. We've got a couple more shows coming on board. But yeah, Glenn and Ted are going to be doing a show that I'm really excited about. Being a conspiracy theory guy myself, and I love this idea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and the dates and times to be announced. We have talked about it airing on Wednesday nights. So now, are we talking about Bruce Wayne and his Robin? Well, yeah, or his cat, either one. And Ted, that sounds so cool, says Eric Hawkins. Yes, it does. Yeah. And The Bad Touch is the name of that song. Thank you very much, Rick. I was blanking out on that, but thank you for having that information at hand. And that sounds like a fun title. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good show, Sarah. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And with Ted and Glenn doing it, it's going to be quality. It really will. And tomorrow night on CBS, we should go through a list of the different Batmans throughout history. Do they or don't they? I'm sure the 40s and 50s Batman doesn't. Anyway, and I have evidence of it. Because he's more concerned with something else. And so is the Joker. Yeah, I'm astonished that the contemporary one doesn't. Flashpoint, how have you ruined the DC characters? I ask you that. And Play Closer by 9 Inch Nails. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know that song. Yeah. I like 9 Inch Nails. That's a good one. Yeah, and I've been picking up some good stuff. I found a French group that's been doing stuff with something with Sparks back in the 90s. Really good group. Les Rita Mosquito or something like that. I can't remember, but I love their sound. I really do. And Eric Hawkins says Brian will do that for $3K. Heck, I'll back him to get to $3K if he'll dress up as Leia. That's better than him as Lady Death at $15K. I'm making promises for Brian. And the thing is, if you get him up to $25K, he will dress up as Dr. Manhattan. He will paint himself blue. And the only black paint he'll allow is the one to make the little hydrogen atom on his forehead. Nothing else. Anyway, Christian Basil. So let's do it like they do in Gotham City. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Yeah, nothing gets on the tongue in Gotham City, apparently. And Carl Westman says, rework the Rising Tide graphic. We need to publish a booklet like TV Guide. That's because we're growing, dude, and we're doing good. Eric Hawkins says, Flat Earth, Hollow Moon, Hollow Earth, UFOs, Black Knight Satellite, Armis, Antarctica aliens. Woo, yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, I know that YouTube for a while was cracking down on conspiracy theory things, but they still have flat earthers all the time. Constantly, not just pro, but anti. And I think the idea is if we debunk a lot of this stuff, I think that the show has a chance to really take off on YouTube. And I just love the concept anyway. And so, and see, that's, content. And Eric, yes. And Brian Rodman, Frank Miller's Batman absolutely does while snorting coke. Yeah. Yeah, he probably does. Unfortunately, he's practicing on Robin. But anyway, Carl Westman says, I would love to have the Flat Earth and Hollow people on the same show, SmackDown. Well, I do see a number of these shows. There are some older ones videos by people like Schrodinger's Cat and Team Skeptic on YouTube. Now, they also do like Sovereign Citizens, First Amendment Frauditors, and Karens. And Team Skeptic is funny. I love Team Skeptic, and there's Schrodinger's Cat is always fun. He's got this very dry delivery and talks about, here's somebody else bringing the stupid. And who's the Ragical the Mystic Knight or something like that. He is terrific. There's a bunch of really good shows that spotlight these people. But yeah, I'm ready for a really good one. And when you got Ted and Glenn behind it, I'm thinking nothing but quality. And Christian Basil's rubbing up against the Dark Mistress to the Bad Touch. This is how I want to go. Yeah. Be careful. Anyway, and I'm saying that to Sarah. And Phil Leon, if you need some clutch in your musical diet. I'm open to all kinds of stuff. Sarah and I have talked about music. I've got a pretty wide palette. In fact, I've got 2 private channels on YouTube. I like everything from musicals to classic rock to hard rock. Love Dragon Force. It's like Robert E. Howard wrote the lyrics. Just there's just not a whole lot I don't like. Really, I'm not a big fan of opera, and I'm not a big fan of some country. Although I like bluegrass. I like classic country, like Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, people like that. I like novelty songs like you'd hear on Dr. DeMille. I'll make a note to listen to some Clutch. And Phil, if you think of anything you think I'd really particularly like, send me 1 or 2 links and I'll take it from there, okay? And if you get me to 25K, I'll start my OnlyFans account as Brian Rodman. Don't visualize that. You'll burn your corneas out. And Sarah's like, I'm game. Anyway, I am. If Sarah's behind, I'm with it too. And Carl Westman, we probably won't educate anyone on conspiracies, but at least we can have fun poking at them. That's it. That is the thing. And from Dealey Plaza to Descartes, we'll talk about it all. Glenn, I am so looking forward to that. I really want to sit in the audience and be part of that. That's going to be so much fun. Really. So I'm looking forward to being able to announce that formally. And thank you, Glenn, for joining the network. And Glenn's like, wait a minute, I'm part of this thing. Never mind. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel says, I am not the smartest person in the world, but I know not to cross the red and black wire in cars and the black and white wires in houses. Took me a few times, but I learned it. Yeah, and I also learned don't spit on your hands like they do in the movies and start your work. Anyway, Dan the science guy, loves smacking down the flat earthers. Yeah, I forgot about Dan the science guy. He is a lot of fun. He is fantastic and very good at what he does. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist instead of Hollow Earth. I got hollow belly, says Grant Lanker. Thank God lunch is ordered. Yeah, and we're going to have ours in about 45 minutes, so I'm grateful for mine too. Ted Davies Artistry will be an academic viewpoint and common sense approach discussion on specific shows per theory. It will get crazy, but it will make you think. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, for people who don't think. Yeah. And there's and also we've got this whole thing with the COVID now. Although I did see an article that someone had created a microchip that actually does fit into a standard hypodermic needle that can be transmitted. And what they're using it for is not to track you. It has a very limited range. It's one of those things that if they were tracking you with these things, they're standing right behind you anyway, because that's the range. But it's being used in medicine to monitor heart activity during operations. Because, and if somebody's having like an irregular rhythm or something's going on, then the surgeons and the anesthetic team can work together to make sure that you don't die on the table. So, so we now have those chips. And, and I'm glad I got mine because my 5G service, just me, is working so much better now. Oh, Dragon Force is like a warm blanket, says Brian Rodman. I listen to it while drawing memoirs all the time. I love that. I love their power ballads, especially. And the guitarist, OMG, he's got his own channel on YouTube. He is amazing. I saw him one time. Part of his practice was, this is going to be difficult to describe, but he strums like this, and his fingers go up and down the fretboard, and it sounds like one tone, like, and it's no trickery. It's not any sort of electronic thing that he does. It is his natural playing skill. He is an astounding guitarist and doesn't get enough credit for it. And fish heads, yes. Yeah, there we go. And good morning, Cindy Cap. Wow, we were talking about you earlier. Nothing but love. And Cindy Cap, check out her page, ckoepp.com, and definitely sign up for her monthly newsletter. The next issue will be out in about 9 days. You'll like it. Hell, if everyone gets Legend of the Traveling TARDIS to 4,000 watch hours, I will get Brian Rodman to dress up with Slave Lair unshaven and uncensored. How about you do it, big boy? Come on, put on your big boy panties, then take them off for the cause, okay? Christian, you just got to get more programming on. That's all there is to it. If you don't have the time, make time. We make time. Christian, after our talk, I looked at my hours. Right now, I could give you about 500 hours, and I'd still be monetized if I had 1,000 people. And Don't Die Feed Grant. There we go. And we are being listened to now by Acuff Creations, a brand new channel brand new show rather on that channel on YouTube. Please subscribe to that channel and check out our darling Keisha Acuff, as she has a very warm, intimate show talking about creativity. It's really good, and chances are it's going to be part of the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network soon. And Safari is evil, says Cindy Cap. It ate all my tabs again, and this time I can't find them. Oh no! Oh, Cindy. I gave up using Safari years ago. I use what am I doing? I use Chrome, and sometimes I use whatever Microsoft's calling their new version of Explorer. And Brian Rahman says, I really enjoyed the Hollow Earth stuff in the Hellboy universe. I come from it from Edgar Rice Burroughs' Pellucidar and Skartaris from the Warlord, DC Comics. That's good stuff. Cindy Cap says it's more fun than a monkey barrel, and that's me on Smashwords. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. And check out Cindy Cap on Amazon. You'll be glad you did. Check out our brand new book, Animal Hype, and that's what the current comic book that she's producing is about. And Brian Rahman says, Christian Basil, only if you are Jabba and holding my chain. And by chain, it's code. And Grant Liker says, my cats both have microchips in them. I think they were injected. Oh, that's all right. That's cool. And Sarah, I still ponder what would happen if taking the blue pill and red pill at the same time. So many ideas for what could happen. And that's funny. I never thought of that. You're genius. You're genius. And what would happen in the Matrix? Yeah. That's fascinating. Sarah, start writing. And I hope you've been writing all this time for that thing the BV we were talking about at one point, all right? And Cindy Cap says there's some terrific stuff on Amazon by me. Check us out. And I have expanded my Amazon author page to include many of the anthologies I'm in, such as Quest for the Space Gods from Flinch Books, Pulp Reality 1 and 2 from Stormgate Press, as well as Metahumans versus the Ultimate Evil, Malicious Mysteries, and more. So if you like my work, your catalog is now expanded. And my Malicious Mysteries has a story based on a legend around Danville, Illinois. So yes, Carl and Donna, it is the Al Capone one. And anyway, Rick Bradley from Marvin's Night Out, I would listen to Slipknot to get into the mindset. Not just their loud and fast songs, but a lot of their slow, disturbing songs as well. Yeah, and I found when I was writing some of the Bachelors Grove stories, I was listening to a lot of Avenged Sevenfold. I dig them. A guy I used to work with at Andy McCary at the water company gave me a disc of some music to try out, and Avenged Sevenfold was on there, and I was amazed at their versatility. They are fantastic. So Grant Lankard says, I'm not a progressive rock guy. I'm the opposite. I respect a guy who goes on stage barely knowing how to play guitar. I got out my Faces records out again, which are amazing. Ooh, Faces with Rod Stewart and Ron Wood. I dig Faces. That was a great group. I mean, I like Small Faces with Steve Marriott, but I really like Faces. This is before Rod Stewart really hit his stride as a solo artist. And this is I think all but one or two of the albums with Rod Stewart had Ron Wood as their lead guitarist, and both of them were fresh out of the Jeff Beck group. So yeah, good stuff. I like stuff like that. I like some of the offbeat stuff like Pilot, love Squeeze, love Harry Chapin. Like I said, my musical catalog is pretty varied. I'm watching at least 2 hours of Traveling TARDIS every day, doing what I can. I have been too, man. And Phil Leon says, I took a fish head out to see a movie. Didn't have to pay to get them in. That's right. Eat 'em up, yum. And Carl Westman, yes, always back up your tabs and favorites on your browser. And Sarah says Chrome and Edge, I believe. Yes, Edge is I I use that so rarely. My default is Chrome, especially since when I used to do just Facebook Live, um, it would not work with Microsoft. It said you have to use Chrome. And so you started using Chrome, and I just got into the habit, and Chrome does just about everything I needed to do. So Cindy Kep says, you should stomp on big robots with the help of Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard, our favorite non-cryptid himself. Please check out his work on Amazon because he's awesome. Hitachi developed dust-sized injectable RFID chips way back in 2007. Ooh, that's right. We've had them a while for animals. It was funny because one night I was watching on Stupid O'Clock, and they were saying that the kind of tracking devices that the lunatic fringe thinks we're going to be injected with are all too big to go through a hypodermic needle. And the problem is because they have to have a power source. And then I think it was Dan Hollifield who mentioned, well, you get that from the 5G towers. It's broadcast energy. Problem solved. And old man voice from Carl Witzman. I remember when a homepage was an HTML document I created on my own computer. And then he falls and nearly breaks his hip. I remember all day I had to get my dial-up going, and if somebody called me, I got kicked off of MySpace. That really stunk. Anyway, Brian Robbins says, well done, Brian. You read the chain code correctly. Hashtag 50 Shades of Christian. Hashtag in a galaxy far, far away. Angie Judas, Brian, do you like goth music, or is that not your bag? I like goth music in limited amounts. In fact, Sarah's turned me on to quite a bit of it. I do like some of that stuff. I like industrial. One of my favorite songs actually is the theme to the movie from the 90s, Lost in Space, where they take the classic 60s theme and run it through industrial stuff. I like it. I like dance music. What I'm really not fond of is a lot of contemporary pop. I hate auto-tune. If you can't sing it, then don't even try it. And so many songs are written to the formula that Britney Spears established back in the 90s, which is basically start out with the chorus, then do your first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, and then after a little bit of a solo, then you stop, slow down the song, run it through auto-tune where you're singing the chorus again, and then you come back to the full chorus. Oh, I also like a former YouTuber called Tessa Violet. I love her music. She has a song that she released at the early part of the Peter pandemic called Bored. And it's a magnificent video. She is great. She sings beautiful love songs. Kind of sweet. I really like her stuff. So, well, maybe one night we'll just, and it'll be one that will never get monetized. But maybe I'll have a disc jockey night. Who knows? So yes, Angie, the answer is yes, I do. And Carl Witzman says, Carly. Oh, Carly, I know. Cookie's the same way with me. Anyway, Magical Adventure. If you check out John Pica on Amazon right now, check out Nightreich from Seventh Star Press. It is glorious. And Brian, not the Dillinger one? No, not the Dillinger one. I had heard it with Al Capone about he never came down to rob the Danville banks because of the crisscrossing train tracks. And I write a story where he tries it. And The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Cindy Kep, you need to check that out every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's great. Carl Witzman, you and everyone who watches The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS is always mucho appreciated. And Angie Dudas, you have my attention. I love typo negative, says Nick Tockard. Nightwish, the Evanescence Fallen CD got me through my last semester of college. And Sarah says, I'm the same way with the browsers. Yeah. It's just that, Bing's a fine search engine, but I prefer Google because of how it presents itself on my searches. I really don't like that kind of tile thing that they do. I like this rows. I like easy to navigate rows. And Edge is pretty good. I think I definitely like it rather than more than Internet Explorer. because I always seem to have problems with it, but because the broadcasting seems to work better with Chrome, I just have stuck with Chrome for the last several years, and I have no complaints with it. And Cindy Kep says you need some Dastardly Dingoes in your life, and I agree completely. So check that out. And speaking of checking them out, let's check out Willow Schuyler. Ooh la la! Mwah! Good morning, folks. Good morning to you, darling. Hope your day is going well. Grant Lackert says, thank you for another great show, and thank you for promoting Beowulf once again. Don't die, feed Cookie. Have a wonderful day and stay awesome. That's quite a shopping list there, Grant, but hey, man, you too. Enjoy your lunch, you and Angie, and thank you for being here. And Eric Hawkins says, I've been listening to Ruth B. and Christina Perry while working on Zombie-ful World of Oz. Yeah. Ooh, I'm hearing some good stuff here. And yep, Brian likes Goth and Industrial. Share your taste with Brian. Yeah, please do. Please do. Please send me a PM. On Facebook, because I love checking out new music. I really do. And Sarah, and I thank you, Sarah, for introducing me to a lot of good stuff. Like I said, my tastes are so all over the thing. So if you like industrial, I'm likely to send you like a live concert from Squeeze or Ultravox. I love Ultravox, not just the original John Fox lineup, but also the new romantic one with Midge Ure. They're one of my favorite groups ever. And of course, Todd Rundgren, Utopia, all those guys, couldn't I just tell you is one of the greatest songs ever written as far as I'm concerned. And Nicholas Stocker says, I will always download Chrome on every device. When my Dell Duct Tapatron had Explorer corrupt, I was able to boost through Chrome. Lifesaver. Very cool. Very, very good idea. And Carl Wisman says, bye, Grant. Yeah, time to start thinking about lunch here, too. Wonder if the Kegs barbecue truck is open today. I like Kegs. Yes. Where are they out of now? Last time I saw them, they were on, was it North Vermilion in front of what used to be, I think, a Dodge dealership. I don't remember what it is now. But Brian Robbins says, one of the best cover songs I've heard in years is The Sound of Silence by Disturbed. Yes. Oh my God, what a voice. What an incredible, powerful voice. The man surprised the crap out of me with that song. It's hauntingly beautiful. Oh yeah, what a way to turn that song on its side. In fact, one of the you probably saw it, one of the secret links I had in one of my newsletters, which you can sign up for, by the way, if you go to risingtide.pub, and it's absolutely free, comes out around the first of the month, and we have all kinds of cool stuff in there, not just me talking about me, but there was a thing about 10 different songs that were huge hits for different artists, and they were actually covers of other songs, and they were bigger hits as covers. What was it the other day? I heard one. God, I'm blanking. I did. Oh, it was Grand Funk. Not just Grand Funk Railroad, but Grand Funk when they were a quartet. They covered The Locomotion by Lil Eva. I love that version of the song. And then they did another one. What was it? I can't remember, but I think it's on their next album, not produced by Todd Rundgren. And I think it was Jimmy Ienner did it. But anyway, it was I don't need a whole lot of love and some kind of wonderful. That was it. And my local radio station, Jeff FM, played the original, and I'd forgotten about it, but turned out something like what was it? Twist and Shout was originally like a upbeat pop song, and the writer was horrified that they arranged it like that. So yeah, I love cover versions, and I also like artists like Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, who would actually go back and redo their own songs but change them up, like they were doing cover versions of their old work, especially during the Flo and Eddie era. So anyway, this area has opened up more, says Sarah. My grandma's senior living building no longer requires a mask, though I still wear one. I still carry, no, in fact, I'll prove it. I always have this with me. I always carry this with me because some places are more restrained, and I admit that I do go in some places without a mask. Never in a small area. Like I'll go to Walmart without a mask, which is probably diving right into the deep end of the danger pool. But I then maintain distancing like you wouldn't believe, because I don't know where half those people have been. Anyway, so I do carry my mask. I frequently wear it in my comic shop because that's a more closed environment. But if I can't keep distancing going, even though I've had both of my shots, it's just a precaution. And the thing is, I was reading an article this morning. There is a Delta variant of the Miley-Cyrus that is like the ones that they found, I think, in South America and Great Britain, that is more infectious and potentially more deadly. Now, on the other hand, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson are all saying that if you got their shots, you are immune to that variant as well, or immune enough. And I know Moderna and I think Pfizer have both said that they are going to be having basically flu shots with the RNA information for the variants. So, I'm all for it. So we got to keep your grandma safe, Sarah. That's very important to me. And Nicholas Stockard says, chill YouTube music sources, Calm by Nature channel, and Lo-Fi Girl, formerly Chilled Cow. Yeah, that is good background stuff. When I'm like reading or something or playing a game, I love putting that stuff on in the background. That is so cool. Oh, speaking of music, and Carl Witzman, if you are not aware of this, you and Donna, Little Big has just released a brand new EP where they do cover versions of songs. And they have a video now for Backstreet's Back, and a beautiful video. It is fantastic. It really is. I love Little Big. It started out as a Russian rave group, but now they've broadened to where they now do like pop, American pop, style pop, and salsa music. If you haven't checked out Little Big, and their videos are fun and incredible, and I've seen some of their concerts. Concerts are high energy and a lot of fun to listen to. Oh, and by the way, check out Carl. Check out Sonia's Instagram account. She's been posting some really good pictures lately. Cindy Cap says, and having to look up all the links again meant I couldn't get everyone. I'm already out of break, so okay. I'll have to find the rest of them later. # bring cookie home. Don't forget to tip your host. Safari is evil. I'm on a tablet. Sign up for Rising Tides newsletter and go check out Sarnard76. And definitely check out Cindy Cap at CKOEPP.com. Darling, you do so much. You deserve a day off. Mwah, you seriously do. Hope the rest of your day goes fantastic. And thank you for being here. We love you. Are loved. You seriously are. Fourth comment dump this morning. And Willow Skyler says, if you love violin music, spend some time listening to Lindsay Sterling. Yes, she does a lot of great stuff, and her videos are just amazing. Yeah, and that brings to mind, what is it? I want to call them like Beethoven heroes or something, or Liszt heroes, but it's a guy who plays an amazing guitar. He can play like classical guitar, and the next thing you know, he's shredding. And then he's accompanied by a man on a electric viola. It's great. Also, was it 2 violins? And there's a lot of groups that do stuff like that I really like. Plus, I've been finding concert films where somebody is backed up by an orchestra, like what is it? I just found one with damn it, forgot his name. Let's see. I've got a YouTube channel up here. Let's see if I can get that going here. I have this on. I run like the TARDIS and stuff on here. Excuse me, Nick Kershaw. He had a fairly decent hit here in America called "Wouldn't It Be Good?" And he's backed by an orchestra. It's gorgeous. It is strictly gorgeous. And the same thing with Howard Jones, What Is Love? And then there was another one, Moonlight Shadow by, the guy who did Tubular Bells. It's fantastic. It is great stuff. Definitely worth checking out. And hello, Willow, says Nick Tockard. And hey, Nick. And Willow, my peppermint princess, says Carl Witzman. And 1,000-Foot Crutch, Red, and Kansas for the win. You got it. Yeah, love Kansas. I haven't heard 1,000-Foot Crutch. I'm going to have to listen to that one. And everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Bradley, thank you for being here, brother. And we will see you in Harrisburg, if not sooner. And the folks at RV Presents set up a long link for tonight's broadcast. Oh, cool. Definitely guys, check it out. And Kegs hangs out downtown now. I remember when Kegs, this is obviously a long time ago. I remember when they had a place in Westville. So Kegs is good stuff. It really is. The only problem is they use a lot of tomatoes, so Cookie can't have it anymore. So anyway, hey, Carl from Willow, and Christian says even Microsoft is treating Explorer like a bastard child. It's pushing Edge like a schoolboy desperately looking for a prom date. Well, that's it. I think they're probably, if nothing else, they're probably seeing people like me who use Chrome as much as I do. And, and I know a lot of these places want integrated programs, so I understand. And yes, says Sarah, the Sound of Silence by Disturbed is a go-to for me. Love his piercings to top it off. Disturbed Sounds of Silence, says Nick Tuckert, hurt because the tone different tragically reflects the changing resonance of the time. I see the appeal, but there is pain there. Yeah, serious pain. Well, it's like this was about 7 or 8 years ago. Dee Snider, in fact, it was right after Disturbed did that. Dee Snider did a version of We're Not Gonna Take It, but he slowed it down to about the same rhythm, and it's him and a piano, and it becomes, he takes a sprightly, heavy pop song and turns it into a declaration of war. It is great stuff. You got to try to look that up. Now, the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt is one of the greatest songs ever performed, says Nick Tuckert. Oh, my God, yes. That was a great album. Johnny Cash's final album with all those cover songs on it. But Hurt, OMG, it's just him and a guitar. And you can hear every scar he's ever encountered, every mile he's ever walked. Yeah, Nick, that's a good choice. And we used to always carry a condom. Now we carry a mask. How times have changed. I know. We all evolved, and the Jolly Green Giant could probably use a mask where he's at. But anyway, unpopular opinion, says Christian Basil. Kelly Sweet did a cover of Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight, and I'm liking that better than Phil's. She took it to a new level. There are frequently a lot of cover versions that I do enjoy more than the original. Seriously. And from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, less than 24 minutes until it's time to feed Cookie. Thank you for the time check. Actually, now it's about 18. Anyway, Will Skyler, sadly, folks, I need to go back to work. I'll be free later this evening for chats. Y'all have a great day. Hashtag don't die, feed Cookie. Thank you, darling, for worrying about me. And you have a fantastic day too, sweetheart. I hope I'll run into you tonight somewhere. And Angie Judas says, people at Walmart are scary. I keep a many-yard safety distance between me and them. Yeah. And it's like I went into Walmart like the day after my friend David Anthony Kraft died of COVID-related pneumonia. And I had we were checking out some stuff, and this one moron woman came by, and she's like, oh, isn't it wonderful that we're all able to breathe free again? And I had on my mask, and I just her eyes met mine, and she left the aisle. It's like, lady, I'm the wrong person to say that to right now. I've got, and I've, had a number of people, I finally joined that club where I now know people who have died from it, unfortunately. And, I was waiting for her to say something directly to me because I was going to unload on her because I was still still am in mourning for David Anthony Kraft, and much love to his family. But yeah, I wasn't putting up with that ignorant shit for a moment. Pardon my language. And Cindy Cap, I love TFK and Red. Red's cover of Duran Duran's Ordinary World is fantastic. Oh, yeah. Great stuff. And Corona freaking keeps messing with BV. I'll vague book at that at some point. Just I write for the Jumanji world. Sarah, vague booking back. Go where it takes you. Find out where it takes you. The only way you'll find out is to follow it. Because I know how you're working. You're working differently than I do. So explore it. The worst you can do is find out it's not working. Then go back to where you think the break happens and take it down a different path. But keep what you have, because that could be something for a potential future. Okay. Anyway, Sarah, I'm always available for a consultation, and maybe I can get on one little big video. I'm not alcoholic before Carly drags me off to kegs, says Carl Wisman. Definitely check out Backstreet is Back. You will dig it. You will seriously dig it. And if you want those pictures of Sonia, hit me up. I got them. And Lindsay Sterling stuff, especially her early instrumental, only is a complete dream, says Nick Tockard. Good stuff. And my air conditioner sounds like it's about to go into liftoff when it kicks off again. Oh my God. The air conditioner from hell. The grinding doors of the gateway to the seventh circle of perdition. Every time that thing comes up. And oops, bye all. Have a great day. Carl, mwah to you and Donna. Have a great day. Or is that Bruce and Selena in the next room? No, it won't be. It might be Selena revving up the D cells, if you know what I mean. And the emotions and the sound of silence are what makes it give me the chills. Love his passion. Seriously. And that voice, it sounds like that growl sounds like it's coming from the soles of his feet. Forget the diaphragm. And Sounds of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel version was a warning. Disturbed's version was anger. The warning was not heeded. Yeah, that is perfect, Joe Dog. That is perfect. Yeah. And kind of a reminder, it's like, Paul Simon warned you, it may be too late now. And Brian Robin says, well, it's about that time, folks. Brian, thanks so much for an amazing Hump Day episode. Thank you for making it so, Brian. You made the hump that much better. I'm here to help you with your humping. I really am. And if I have to get in and show you how to do it, that's the kind of friend I am. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Go out and light up the darkness with your creativity. Hashtag don't die feed cookie. Hashtag bring cookie home. And hashtag laugh like Catwoman when Batman says no. Here's Selena Kyle laughing like Bruce just told her no.
I wonder if Superman is busy right now. Lois, I've got a offer for you.
So that's her laughter. Anyway, Pops Van Zant's Comic Talk says, Pops Edition, Mark Wood, electric violin, and Zach Wilde has done tons of great covers. That's true. I saw him sit at the piano and play Elton John's Candle in the Wind. Elton had to be jealous. Ooh, yeah. And exactly, Joe Dog says Nick Tockard. And yes, hashtag V Cookie. Hurt by Johnny Cash's Sarah Sarah is definitely a deep song I love as well. I can relate to it without having to say anything. Amazing. Yeah. There's just some songs like that and Disturbed that just tap into a part of our soul, sometimes one that we didn't know we had, and brings it out into the light. Like I said, I love cover songs. I love hearing what other people do. In fact, it's kind of funny. I mentioned Ultravox. I picked up their first album called Ultravox with an exclamation point. It was a quintet then, led by a singer named John Fox with 2 X's. And I saw Brian Eno had helped produce it, and I was a fan of Roxy Music. So I took it. It cost me 50 cents. It was in the housing development opposite where the Zayers and the Monocles used to be, to give Carl and Donna some perspective. And the lady looked at me like, you want that album? And I'm like, yeah. So I took it home and played it, and I kind of liked it. And it was kind of fun because there's this one song called Slip Away, and it is basically a guy watching his own funeral and talking about how some, people far from me are lining my grave. Some came too early and some came too late. And he's thinking about the things he's hearing right now. It's like, did I say that or did you say that? And finally, it talks about, the song goes into a little bridge where he's singing about his soul transforming. The chrysalis crumbles, I'm falling, slow motion, dissolve. And then it goes into an instrumental part, and it's very heavy, and it's a lot of hard thrashing guitar. And then at the end of the first solo, suddenly you hear 8 bars of silly love songs by Paul McCartney and Wings. Dun 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 dun, the part there, and I'm like, I love this group. I will love them forever, and I do, and I did. And to give you an idea, the second version of Ultravox was led by a man named Midge Ure, who's had a great career. He was almost the lead vocalist for the Sex Pistols. It just recently came out. Before Johnny Rotten got the job. But he also is the co-writer and co-producer of Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? Anyway, I agree with you completely, Sarah. As always, Comics Talk with Pop Fans and so a Zach acoustic show, and he did a bunch of covers. Alice Cooper, Led Zeppelin, all kinds of stuff. He is a beast. Yes, he is. Oh my God, I'm glad you brought that up. And Brian says, I was going to unload on her. That's when I died, says Christian Basil. And Sarah said, my old roommate Sam was found dead by his long-term girlfriend recently. He was a year younger than me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that, Sarah. Oh man, that is rough. That seriously is. I have a good friend who found his father. And that's nothing I ever want to see. That's why I'm going for the explosion. And Sarah says, my BFF calls my bathroom door to my bathroom my crypt with the way it squeaks. Well, the house is haunted. It's probably all those damn clocks in there. That's where they're hiding. Christian Basil, I love Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb. It literally feels like you took a drug listening to the song. It truly mellows you out. Yeah, and they have another song. I'm blanking on the name. It's an early song, but it's that one that has that line, which one is pink? Based on a journalist that thought that Pink was a name of a member of one of the group. And John Fox and a group he was with at the time, John Fox and the Maths, did a cover of that. And it was, which one of you is math? I love that stuff. I really do. And Brian, I very much look forward to your review. John Celestri, I would love to do that. Maybe we can do that. I got to see what's out in the comic shop. But if, we've got you covered. We definitely want to promote that book. We really do. Ted Davies Artistry says, Brian, thank you for all you do, bro. Hey, thank you, brother. You're in the trenches with me, Much success to all. Have a great day, everyone. Make it great for someone. You have one too. Oh, someone with somebody who's built like the Jolly Green Giant just passed with their base system. Anyway, Ted Davies Artistry, have a fantastic day. And give Chris a hug from all of us, all right? And crap, of course my bathroom door goes to my bathroom. Just read what I wrote. Well, I've never been up in your bedroom, Christian, don't get jealous. But I have been in her house, though. But I would be surprised if your bathroom door led somewhere else. It'd be like you're in a TARDIS, who knows where it is. And the clocks probably drive the spirits nuts as they do me. Well, Sarah, maybe one of these times on a weekend, Cookie and I can come down. We'll have a little Sarah-Con or something, and we'll get you out of there for a few minutes. How's that sound? All right. Anyway, and with that, we're done. We are we're on the way to getting Cookie fed. Thank you all very much for a great time this morning. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all are looking forward to a fantastic hump day. Hope your coffee is always hot. And your Batman always says yes. Anyway, and Sarah, it is a definite treat to have you back and participating. I love you, darling. We all do. And I love all of you in my own perverted way, in a way that probably make most of you cringe and make a couple of you go, really? But anyway, we've got stuff going on here, and let's see. Here we go. Carly, Colleen, later. Hey, mwah. Donna, you and Carl have a great, great day. I will talk to you later. And sounds great. Ginormous hugs and kisses. Oh, baby, I got them for you. Mwah. You betcha. And yeah, we've been promising Sarah-Con. We've got to have Sarah-Con this year. So anyway, let's get to the branding stuff here so that we can, one more comment. Let's see, here we go. And Angie does, thank you, Brian, also puts a smile on my face. Well, then my job is done, Angie. Mwah. Have a great day. And always, same to you, sweetheart. All right, you and Grant have a spectacular day, okay? And I hope all of you have a spectacular day. I mean, it's kind of nice outside. I'm planning to do some running around and hope you get to do what you want today. And remember, be creative. It has many effects. It's going to make some people jealous, and sometimes people need to be jealous because maybe it'll spark them into doing their own stuff. And art makes the world better. Art improves the world. So do your part to do something creative today. And do it for your soul, do it for yourself, do it for everyone around you. But anyway, people talk about people that do it for me. That's the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please check out these shows. We have 7 days a week worth of entertainment and information. And today we're giving you the rest of the day off, but we're going to probably have another Wednesday show starring Ted Davies and Glenn B. Fleming that I'm really looking forward to now. And also tomorrow we'll be packed starting at 7 with Comic Book Spectrum with myself, Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman, where we're going to review comics and probably talk about that Batman thing, and much hilarity shall ensue. And we also have Creative as Hell at 8 p.m. Also, check out the back episodes too. You're sure to find something you will love. And at 9 p.m. will be Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel and the Skunk Rocker, and Dan and John and Heather, probably Nick, maybe me, who knows. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. And definitely stick around for the Stupid After Show and for Last Man Standing, a brand new show. Dan doesn't know it. He's part of the network. Anyway, please check that program out. And we will be back Friday morning, starting a brand new morning of a full day, probably our busiest day of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Take a screenshot of this and consult this all the time. And Rick Bradley got angry at me. I don't know why. Anyway, I don't think he is. I think he hit the wrong button. But anyway, please also check out our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can directly support your favorite creators financially. But in return, we do stuff that only you get to see. Right now, I've got to post another chapter of The Terrors, my brand new pulp book, and other stuff. And some of my Patreon people might get to name some of the characters. How cool is that? So check us out again at www.patreon.com. / Brian K. Morris. And also, while you're checking out stuff, my $10 levels got a copy of this book, Snow Shorts. It's a great series featuring Abraham Snow, the creation of Bobby Nash. Go to bobbynash.com and go to Amazon and pick this up now. If you like fast-paced, quick read crime stories, I got you covered here with Snow Ambition, number 4 in the Snow Short series. Number 5 is on the way, and it's my newest book, so please check it out. I think you'll dig it. People are starting to pick it up, and please leave a review when you are done. And there's that. We got another comment here, and Christian Basil, hugs and kisses, Sarah, my dark mistress. Oh, I love that sappy stuff. And also, folks, don't forget, this episode has been brought to you and an advertiser possibility. There is advertising possibilities on here. If you wish to advertise on co-sponsor a show, contact me directly via Facebook direct messenger, and you could do a show. All right, and we could talk about you the way we talk about Plasma Fire Graphics. PlasmaFireGraphics.com, when the look of your book matters to you. That's Plasma Fire Graphics. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on the interwebs at plasmafiregraphics.com. If you like that trailer, you don't know how affordable Jeffrey Hayes is and his talents until you ask him. So please drop him a line and see what he can do to help you sell your work. All right. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. And Nicholas Tucker says BKM does not mess around with music suggestions. No kidding. Maybe we'll have a whole show about that one morning. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a show where we share video. We could have a show where we share videos, maybe, and we won't worry about getting monetized or anything down the road. It'll just be fun. Anyway, thank you, Nick Tucker. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We hope you all have a sensational day. We really do, and see what you can do to make it rising tide for someone else. Pass on your blessings, because that's how they magnify. They do come back. And now I'm going to fix lunch for Cookie. And hope you all have a super, super day. Sarah's amazing having you here. I love you so much. And love all of you. Have a fantastic hump day. Have a fantastic new comic day. All right? Because that's where we're heading out this afternoon. Anyway, folks, as always, I implore you to stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you We'll see you tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, right on this channel. And we'll see you Friday morning for another Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great hump day, everyone.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
This is the legend of the traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Author Cindy Kepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, IndieVolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the golden age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.